That's what I'm talking about. That was the kickoff to E3 that we needed. Ladies and gentlemen, Elden Ring is real. After a year off from E3, that's what we needed. Kick the doors down. Give us a big announcement like this. Release date, gameplay, details. We got it all in this video. The mysterious Elden Ring, a mystery no longer. So if you're new here, you're into fantasy RPGs, you're into From Software, you want to track this game a little closer, this is the place to be. We'll be doing news updates for it. Really looking forward to this one. So sub up if you're interested in like some of the other content we're doing. With that in mind, let's delay no further. We've all been patient long enough. I want to give some of my quick thoughts on the trailer itself, and then we're going to get into information on Bandai's official website, information from Jason Schreier, Jeff Grubb, on some of the background to these details for the game, and maybe the release date not being certain. We'll see. But hey, let's start off with good stuff. All right, first things first, you see this trailer, and I can see the similarities to Dark Souls. A lot of people have been, Matty, don't you mean Dark Souls 4? No, I mean Elden Ring. Yes, there are clear similarities in its fantasy approach, its dark, brooding universe, but I believe it stops there. And in the trailer, there are clear reasons why it is no longer similar to Dark Souls. Like the combat, much more fast-paced. I don't know about y'all, but I haven't seen a Dark Souls game this fast, where you're just dodge rolling all over the place or shield hugging. That does not seem to be the case in Elden Ring, where you can even see some elements of Sekiro here. From the speed to the blocking with your sword and no shield, I was kind of surprised by that. Not only that, but how quickly spells came out from your character, whether it be turning your sword into this big glowing blue blade and slashing down your opponent. This happened very quickly. Usually the frame warm-up in Dark Souls games is typically long because they want to punish you for using these stronger abilities and targeting weaknesses. The other thing was being able to, for example, dodge roll and then shoot an arrow from a knee. I mean, this type of stuff is just not in Dark Souls. So the speed of this game is very much different. That doesn't even account for its vast openness and the horseback. The horseback changes the whole game. We see it in boss fights, so it's going to change the scope and scale of that compared to the typical approach on foot that we've seen time and time out across all FromSoft series. But you'd think it would only add horizontally to the game, right? Make it more open, vast, explorable. But then you see the horseback hit some type of portal and bounce up a mountaintop, and you're like, oh, they're adding verticality too. Hell yes. Yet another factor that separates it from Dark Souls. You can jump in this game. Not the biggest deal in the world. I'm not going to throw a party, but can't do that in anything else. You can do these sprint jumps that are very janky feeling. That's gone too. And hey, there looks to be even crazy cool executions. So for me, when it comes to Elden Ring, I'm pretty much sold. I like a lot of what I saw there. It looks high quality, looks very much different from Dark Souls in a lot of ways. And I think as we tap into these gameplay details from Bandai's site, you're going to appreciate more of what they showed for Elden Ring. So let's start off with general story details. Once again, this comes from the official Bandai website, where it writes, "The Golden Order has been broken. Rise, tarnished, and be guided by grace to brandish the power of the Elden Ring and become an Elden Lord in the lands between. In the lands between, ruled by Queen Marika, the Eternal, the Elden Ring, the source of the Erd Tree, has been shattered." We can see the Erd Tree in the trailer itself. Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring, known as the Great Runes. And the mad taint of their newfound strength triggered a war, the Shattering, a war that meant abandonment of the greater will. I don't know about y'all with the greater runes and the ring. I'm getting a little bit of like Thanos gauntlet energy here, but let's continue. "And now the guidance of grace will be brought to the tarnished, who were spurned by the grace of gold and exiled from the lands between. Ye dead who yet live, your grace long lost, follow the path of the lands between, beyond the foggy sea, to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord." We see subtle hints of stuff like the Golden Order within the trailer itself. It's always kind of hard, I think, from the outside to pick apart a FromSoft game, because even when you get inside them, some things are explained in the lore of like item descriptions. They've slowly stepped away from that, mostly with Sekiro being more direct with their storytelling. So right now, as it's a layout of a universe, I'm very intrigued by everything that's happening here, and I am desiring to learn more. I also think the name Tarnished for the player character has some type of meaning. You know, like you tarnish the crown. This game boasts a lot of royalty, if you will. So it got me thinking on that a little bit, on how in the trailer, oftentimes these boss creatures would appear and seem pretty disgusted with you and your efforts, like you are not befit of the Elden Ring. And I really like this approach here. It seems very interesting. So very keen to learn more. We also have gameplay details, and I think this is where the excitement's going to ramp up. So on Bandai's own website, it says, Elden Ring features vast, fantastical landscapes and shadowy, complex dungeons that are connected seamlessly. Pause there. Really haven't seen anything quite like that, I feel, since I'm going to throw out Dark Souls 1. That's the game that I felt had great dungeons, and you would come out on the other side and go, wait, this is all connected. That's what I loved about FromSoft games. They did it a little bit with Bloodborne as well. Most of their games had elements of this, but there were a lot of sections, especially in like Dark Souls 2, which was not directed by Miyazaki, which had like just sections that were completely fragmented from the rest of the world. So it felt disjointed. And I think one of the best feelings with their games is going through this adventure, you overpower this challenge, and you get out on the other side to someplace familiar. There's a warmth, there's a security there. It's a good feeling. It's an accomplishment. For me, very excited to see seamless, complex dungeons. More interestingly, traverse the breathtaking world on foot or on horseback, as we know, alone or online with other players, and fully immerse yourself in the grassy plains, suffocating swamps, spiraling mountains, foreboding castles, and other sights of grandeur on a scale never before seen in a From Software title. Suffocating swamps. Think we're gonna have our poison level, our annoying level. FromSoft just, they like to do this. It's okay. It's not gonna ruin my good time. What I found very surprising here is online. We see this in the trailer. We see multiple players walking around. I think the way they're wording it here sounds more along the lines of drop-in, drop-out co-op, which would be, holy smokes, amazing. I know for some people that goes against the FromSoft DNA, but I just think their arbitrary approach of inviting friends and stuff, just make co-op. That's how I look at it. I know there's part of the charm is the way FromSoft designs their games. But when it comes to multiplayer, it's clear they allow you to do co-op in a very disjointed manner, but you can still do it. I did a whole series with Fightin' Cowboy playing Dark Souls games in co-op. And while I plan to play this by myself, I do hope for others who are interested in Elden Ring, this is sort of FromSoft's workaround. There's been that chatter of bring an easy mode, do an easy mode. I don't think they're going to do it. Maybe just saying, hey, bring a friend in. You know, no worries. You don't lose out on anything here. Just bring a buddy in. Allowing that would be cool, I think. Just make it optional. It harms no one, and I think it'd be sick. It would open up a lot of opportunity for people to play online together when it comes to like streaming even, and I think it makes the game a little bit more relevant in that manner. But regardless, really excited about that possibility. We'll see what it means. I think it's going to be your typical summoning, but I would just hope that they would, unlock the door and just say, all right, invite your friend through the menu. It's that simple. Another thing I found pretty cool here was genre-defining gameplay. Create your character in From Software's refined action RPG and define your playstyle by experimenting with a wide variety of weapons, magical abilities, and skills found throughout the world. Stuff that we've seen before. The skills part kind of stuck out to me, but my memory admittedly may be a little bit hazy on FromSoft stuff. Charge into battle, pick off enemies one by one using stealth, or even call upon allies for aid. I don't know if this ties into multiplayer because the wording here is different. Many options are at your disposal as you decide how to approach exploration and combat. See, this is what I mean by how it's different from Dark Souls. Dark Souls never touched stealth. You could backstab, sure, but it never touched stealth. And like I said, with the speed of this game, you look at that, you can approach this area how you want. Sekiro did this a little bit. So for me, I found this quite intriguing. I like the idea of potentially adding stealth gameplay to Elden Ring. We saw an opportunity where stealth could have been shown off. You see the main character sort of approaching people with their back to them in this church-like area, and it's a kind of underwhelming backstab that's not even an animation, it's just an attack. So I don't know how the stealth will exactly work, but that's something I'm also very keen to learn more about because it changes how From Software designs their worlds. Next up, release date, January 21st, 2022. Do you believe it? Do you buy in? Jason Schreier says, nice release date you got here. Hope nobody delays it. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really buy in. I was surprised they showed it, right? If you watched my reactions, I went, oh my God, they actually gave it a release date because I went, I don't think it's ready that soon. We'll see, though. I hope they take the time they need with it. But January, rip schedule. Let's move on to the other part of the release date, which is the platforms: PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, as well as Series X and PlayStation 5. Good news, Elden Ring has free upgrades to the PS5 and Series X, so if you do buy it on PS4 and you're a late adopter to the platform, because whether it be money or just availability of the product, you can then upgrade your game for free, which I think is very good to see. Some people were underwhelmed about this game being cross-gen. I'll admit, I was very surprised by this. I thought that was a big reason why it got delayed. I thought maybe they soft rebooted the project and went next-gen only, because when I saw it, I went, holy crap, maybe it's because we're just so used to seeing more confined, tightly designed FromSoft experiences. But when I saw the open world and how many things were happening, I just thought to myself, wow, this can't be on current gen. And maybe just providing that Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of feeling where you play and go, hold up. So I gotta say, this one caught me off guard. I don't want to sell it short because of that. For me, it's more so the exclusives on both platforms, like PlayStation and Xbox. I want to see them do exclusives for next-gen consoles, sort of lead the charge, show the power of your product, and have third-party follow suit. I'm not overly concerned about this. I will say, based off its scope, scale, and potential of online co-op, I worry about performance. FromSoft games have always had some technical issues, so I do worry that Elden Ring on PS4 and Xbox One, I don't want to say it'll be a cyberpunk, but I do have concerns about how this game will run. It'll be great on PS5 and Series X, I have no doubts, but those old consoles, when review codes start to roll around, we just gotta pay attention to what consoles Bandai and FromSoft are providing for. Last bit of news here, just kind of an interesting twist, I thought. Jeff Grubb posted, okay, so now can we talk about why Elden Ring was here and not at the Xbox Showcase? So if you didn't know this, Elden Ring was originally revealed at Xbox's Showcase back in 2019. Jeff Grubb provided an update as to why that's the case, saying, I just know that Bandai turned down a deal to put this trailer in the Xbox Showcase, and I know it was not because everything in the Xbox Showcase is Game Pass. To answer a common question, I didn't think that Elden Ring would get a release date. I thought we'd get a soft re-reveal, like here's a gameplay snippet for like a minute of Elden Ring in action, and then we'll provide more at the Bandai Showcase, or we'll provide more at the Xbox Showcase, sort of a primer, and just let people know, like, hey, Elden Ring is real. But it turns out that Bandai just flat out turned it down. They are doing their own showcase, right? Bandai Namco Next, so I wonder if that's what they're holding off for. That's why I didn't really understand why they revealed it on the stage with Jeff Keighley, but also he has insane numbers on his show, so it probably got it more out there, and people freaked out and went trending on the internet. So overall, really good day. Really happy to see Elden Ring back. Excited to see your thoughts on it in the comments down below, so do fire away. Let me know what you're thinking, and other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Looking forward to interacting through Elden Ring with all of you. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who support the hell out of the content here. Thank you so much, and I'll talk with you very soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.